a House of Us Broadcasting. Good far, everyone. My name is Alufi Haskell de Civis.
And I'm Silas de Civis.
And today is the 27th of Dravago. Now, as most of you know, yesterday was the wonderful holiday of Aurion's Crown, where most of us get to flex our knowledge on everybody else. And we here at the Broadcasting Guild thought it would be really fun if we played a trivia game on air with everyone the day after Aurion's Crown.
Now, we are playing for different charities here, but we're also playing for bragging rights, and I think that's what we're all really excited. I know I'm excited to finally put rumors of who's smarter than who to rest.
So first, let's talk about the charities that each of the three of us will be playing to benefit. I will be playing to benefit the Found Familiars charity. It's a charity that finds new homes for old familiars.
And I will be playing for the Beggar Dane Relief Fund, which seeks to get children off the streets.
And I'm going to be playing for the Kevin and Biscuit Adventurers Fund. This month we are sponsoring a young man who took an arrow to the knee while he was out adventuring, and we're going to get him back. We want him to go out and adventure again. We want him to explore, and hopefully when we win today,
can I give my coin to him instead? Because that poor man is going to be stuck like that forever if we have to rely on Kevin and his charity.
And Biscuit is Kevin, and Biscuit is the name of the charity. It's not just me, it is also Biscuit.
So with us today, we have the wonderful children's entertainer that we all have come to know and love, Mr. Roy G. Biv.
My dear Miss Alufi, it is my utmost pleasure to be here today. I know we've had previous interactions, and it makes me feel absolutely elated that you remember that, and you brought me in. Though I have a small hunch these rising temperatures may have limited your choices in that capacity.
Not at all. When all of us sat down and thought of who would be best to ask these intellectual questions, honestly, the first person that came to mind was one of the great educators of all people in our city.
Again, you flatter me, Miss Alufi. I have spent the better part of the last 3 centuries teaching countless youth from all across Corvair in all manner of things. Seeing that strive for knowledge today in you 3 will be a particular treat. And of course, if any of our listeners today have followed my books or have been to any of my live plays, hello, my little pigments.
Well, like I said, it's definitely great to have you in. I loved your shows when I was younger. I know that Silas was.
Not really, no.
Oh, come now, that's not true. Silas, I remember a young man with your name writing me a particularly thoughtful letter about 150 years ago. If I'm not mistaken, you stated that you wanted to be an elf when you grew up.
Can we please move this along?
Sorry, Silas, you fuddy-duddy.
I don't know who that is.
Wait, Kevin, you don't know who this is?
No, what is a fuddy-duddy? I don't know what that is.
Oh, a fuddy-duddy. Silas. So in the dictionary,
okay, all right.
In every House of Us messaging station, there's a word fuddy-duddy, and it's just Silas's picture next to it. Silas, why don't you tell everybody the rules of the game we're going to be playing?
Oh, of course, I can handle that. So we're going to be doing a friendly competition. We'll go through 3 rounds of questions. The first round will have categories, and underneath those categories there'll be 5 questions, each at different values. Every time that we get a question right, we get those points. Every time that we get a question wrong, we lose those points. At the end of the first round, we'll move into the second round where everything is twice as valuable and twice as hard. And then that final round, We'll get to wager without actually seeing the question, and then at the end, if we get the question right, we win that money or we lose that money. Fairly straightforward.
And of course, all answers must be given in the form of a question, just to complicate things a little bit.
We also had the interns set up these cool little buttons that make noises when we press them. So
That way, Roy knows exactly who's chiming in.
So here's my button. Here's Kevin's button. And here's Silas's button.
We took everyone's backgrounds and hobbies into consideration and based our questions on those and then tried to mix them into categories that made sense for everyone. Some are a little leaning one way or the other, but here are the first round categories. The Manifest Zone, Riding the Rails, Sharn Society, War of the Mark, and Colors of Corvair, which was a personal preference of mine. We've decided in the spirit of fair play to allow young Kevin to go first. Kevin, will you please choose a category?
Okay. Let's do Colors of Corvair for 1.
This palace in Rock'n'Roll is the home of Lesh Haruk and was famously made by House Cannith artisans.
What is the Blue Palace?
I'm afraid that's incorrect.
What is the Red House?
Well, that is quite correct. What is Kar Mabarost or the Red House? Well done, Kevin. It is still your category.
Let's do Colors 2.
This monstrous city is known for blood sport, contrary to the name it bears.
One is Grey Wall.
Correct. It's your category.
Colors 3.
This Eldine Reach's capital is thriving, despite the lack of commerce.
What is Greenheart?
Quite right. The board is yours.
Let's go Manifest Zones 5.
Ooh, already after the hard questions. Manifest zones for 5. This hypothetical prison plane's existence is doubted by many academics and mages alike.
What is Bator?
Bator or Bator? Yes, that is correct.
I remember it because all the people who think that it's real are sheep. Bator.
Are you proud of that?
Yes.
Sheep.
Let's go Manifest Zones 4.
These 2 artifacts are known to manifest zones of Sarania around them. It's weird the one hasn't ever left Sharn.
What are the Ori of the Plains and the Rod of the Eight Winds?
Right you are.
Let's go Manifest Zones 3.
This plane produces the manifest zone surrounding the city of Greenheart, as well as the one on the island prison of Dreadhold.
What is Lamania?
Correct, and with that you're back in control, Silas.
Let's take Riding the Rails for 3.
These form a conduit of magical energy lightning rails travel along.
I ate one. Oh, what are conductor stones?
That is the right answer, but for the wrong reasons. If you are listening, please do not consume conductor stones. They are dangerous, and they are quite too large to eat.
Has it passed yet?
Let's not answer that. Let's focus in on the game. Kevin, your choice.
I will take Riding the Rails for 2.
Contrary to popular belief, this elemental is bound to the engine of the lightning rail.
What is an air elemental?
Correct. Silas, it is once again your board.
I'll take Riding the Rails 1.
This is the house responsible for lightning rail operations.
What is House Civis?
What?
Well, you guys talk about it a bunch. I assumed it was you.
No.
No, not at all.
Back to the game. Lufia, Silas, a guess?
Who is House Aureon?
That is the answer we are looking for, but please in the future make sure that if Kevin gets it wrong, we continue playing instead of criticizing him. We can all talk about it after and see if we can educate him properly. Silas, it is again your turn.
I'll take riding the rails 4.
This large space, usually decorated with a unicorn mosaic, is often seen in lightning rail stations as a place to sit and wait for your departure.
What is the concourse?
Correct.
Let's do something else. Let's take Sharn Society for 1.
This event is held the first Friday of every month, and yet I have not been invited.
What is the Teen Gala?
Correct. Luffy, you're bored.
Let's go Sharn Society 5.
The Broken Sword and 5 Lives are included in the works of this playwright at the Diamond Theatre.
Who is Luca Ciara?
Correct, Kevin.
Yeah, we're friends. I'm really excited that she's doing so well. I will take, let's do War of the Mark for 4.
This woman was the consort of Hallis Tarkanan.
Who is Luca Ciara?
I'm afraid not, Kevin.
I can't blame me for trying.
Who is the Lady of Plague?
Correct.
I guess I'll take War of the Mark for 3.
This organization was founded after the War of the Mark to unify the houses.
The 12. What is the 12?
Oh, Judge? Well, Meep says you're all right on that one, but please remember to keep it phrased as a question from this point forward.
Thank you, Meeps.
And I think we'll hold it there for one moment. Allow our contestants an opportunity to get a small glass of water to help beat this heat, as well as allowing our sponsors a chance to talk to you, our listeners. Please, sit, relax, and enjoy this small interlude.
Success. A short word that means everything to your future. A word that means everything to us. Here at Moorgrave University, we set you up for success. We have classes for all of the most in-demand fields of study, from applied elementistics to giant rune forging. We have on-site room and board, as well as the most advanced binding facilities in Brayland. Moorgrave University is now accepting applications from peoples of all backgrounds and nationalities. So take a step and set yourself up for success today.
And now that the boring is done, we can get back to the fun. I must say that I am ecstatic at how well everyone is doing. It has been an exciting first half of the first half, and as an educator, seeing all of the knowledge that they possess is truly inspirational. In fact, I have the perfect word to describe what I'm feeling. Anthemic. Please, come, say it with me. Anthemic. Wonderful. It's no different than a bard's ballad lifting you up. This lifts up my very soul, and I am quite overjoyed to see how it continues. So, shall we? Kevin, you're currently at 7, and Silas, you're at 11, and Luffy, you're at 19, and the board is once again yours.
Let's go Manifest Zones 1.
This plane has ceased the normal cycle of being coterminous and is always remote.
What is Delcor?
Correct.
Let's finish out Manifest Zones 2.
The Seekers of the Divinity Within drew on this plane's manifest zones to power the armies of Karnath.
What is Mabar?
Quite right. Silas, pick a category.
I will take riding the rails for 5.
This person proposed a joint project to reopen the lightning rail to the east through Metro.
Who is Caius the First?
Incorrect.
Who is Caius the Third?
Correct. Caius the Third, not the first. Caius the Third. Your board, Silas.
Let's do Sharn Society for 3.
With an increase of Syrian nobles, this dangerous dance has become more popular among the young and reckless.
What is the Tego?
Correct.
Let's do Sharn Society 2.
This upscale brothel in Dragon's Eyes is operated by changelings, which explains why people thought they saw me there.
What is velvets?
Right you are.
I will take, let's do War of the Mark for 1.
The War of the Mark was fought over these type of dragon marks.
What is the Mark of Death?
No, incorrect.
What is aberrant marks?
Correct.
I'll take War of the Mark for 2.
Hallis Tarkanen was better known by this nickname.
What is the Earth Shaker?
Correct, you find yourself on a bit of a roll, Silas.
I'll take War of the Mark for 5.
This half-elven house was found by House Kenneth during the War of the Mark, and is often criticized for its closeness with Brayland.
What is House Civis?
I'm afraid that's incorrect.
What is House Madani?
Correct.
But you guys are always criticized by your closeness to Brayland. I hear about it all the time. They are mad.
We'll talk about that later. Let continue. I will take Colors of Corvair for 5.
This Fey Spire, situated in the White Pine Forest, has the people of the Lazar Principalities dreaming of better fortunes after the morning.
What is Tearly and Dorash?
Correct. There's very little left, but the board is yours, Luffy.
Let's round out Colors of Corvair.
This town is known for its unique vintage of Undarian wine.
What is Blue Vine?
Quite a quick response on that one, correct indeed. That leads us to our last category, Shan Society for 4. This Shan counselor owns and operates a tailor shop in Middle Memphis that specializes in glamour weave.
Who is Counselor Thuric Devandi?
Correct, and that brings us to the end of this round. Silas, you're at 36, Luffy is at 28, and Kevin is at -4. We're going to take another short break here, and we'll see you on the other side of that for round 2.
While everyone is resting their brains for a moment, I want to sit down with all of you and remind you to head over to that subscribe and keep up to date with everything Echoer. We've got our what is it called? Our tweeter. We've got our the Discord bar that we have.
And of course Patreon.
Oh, also remember we do have our House Kundarak Patreon, and all of your donations are very happily welcome, as it keeps us doing what we can and making the show even better each and every week. As always, you can also leave comments. We love reading them, whether it's just regular comments or submissions for our Luffy's Ask or adventurer segments. I know we haven't done a lot of those recently. We've been a little caught up with other types of shows, and we're really sorry. I hope to get back to a Luffy's Ask soon. Regardless, thank you everyone for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this Echo.
Well, let's get back into it, but before we do, let's take a moment to get to know our hosts. Luffy, tell us a little bit about your favorite pet at the petting zoo. I know you go there a lot.
Okay, I would have to say my favorite animal from the petting zoo, oh no, it's really hard because I want to say the sheep because I just love putting my fingers into the wool. It just feels so good on my fingers. But recently they've gotten some really cute piggies, which I mean, I love me some cute piggies. So I think I'm gonna have to go with the goats.
Well, that answer was a little all over the map. Quite like our next host, Silas. You spend a lot of time traveling to different locations via the Lightning Red, which is of course why we made that category all for you. Tell us a little about your favorite place to go.
Growing up, I was partial to Metro, but unfortunately, that's no longer an option. I really enjoy traveling to Flamekeep. I've been there a few times now, and I rather enjoy that. And I'm looking forward to going back.
It is indeed. I look forward to going back myself sometime very soon, hopefully. And lastly, our young contestant, Kevin. Kevin, I've heard you're musically inclined and you're attempting to get people onto your taverns to sing. Have you had any luck?
No. Why would you ask that? I thought it was supposed to be playful.
Oh, my apologies. It should be. Let's take a moment to talk about your score. You've gone heavily on several questions, assuming that you were confident on those answers. Do you think you'll be able to pull it out in the second round and win some money for your charity?
Probably not. I don't know why I'm here. They just needed a third person to fill up time, and I'm apparently stealing questions is what I'm doing. That's it.
No, Kevin, you're very smart, and we know that you're gonna do great, and you're gonna win so much money for your charity, and you're just you're not just there to sit in that chair and make Silas and I look smart. You know, you're a good guy.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. That means so much.
Let's jump back into it, shall we? I've done something a little different for the second round categories. I had a little bit of wordplay, and hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. Our categories are a book about, this group of adventurers, on horses, beating the villain, down at the tavern.
Oh, I get it.
It's like a sentence.
It is indeed a sentence. Thank you guys for clarifying that.
All right, Kevin, it is your board. Please give us your choice.
All right. You know what? I'm feeling pretty confident suddenly. I didn't realize I was going to get a whole category I could take. Let's go ahead and do On Horses for 2.
This type of flying horse is a favorite among Sean's high water district.
What is a griffin?
Incorrect.
What is a Pegasus?
That is correct. Well played. Your board.
I won't take his category away from him. So let's go ahead and jump into beating the villains for 2.
This well-known criminal syndicate has connections to members throughout the City of Towers. I guess their motto, "One need not be tall to stand atop the highest tower," is true.
Who is Clan Boromar?
Meeps? Yes, we'll take that. It is the Boromar clan, but it's your board, Silas. Well done.
I'll take, let's do Down at the Tavern for 6.
Described as thick and robust, this alcoholic beverage has small golden bubbles and is served in many taverns as an authentic Khan drink.
What is Nightwood Ale?
Correct.
I'll take Down at the Tavern for 4.
This hot tavern makes its home in Harris Folly.
What is the King of Fire?
Correct.
Let's go. Group of Adventurers for 2.
Though its founder's name was Black Axe, this intimidating guild was actually named for its location.
What is the Deathgate Guild?
Correct.
Group of Adventurers for 4.
This is the leading adventuring guild in Shan, founded 150 years ago by Shakal Korana.
What is the Clifftop Adventurers Guild?
Correct again. It seems you found your category, Luffy.
Let's do a Group of Adventurers for 6.
This guild's Stormreach members may sleep in a nest, but they are not all birds.
What is the Wayfinders Foundation?
Correct.
I will take, let's do Beating the Villains for 6.
This villain's true identity is unknown, though some speculate it to either be a bodyguard of a member of the British royal family or a member of House Cannith.
Who is the Lord of Blade?
The old lobster himself. Correct.
Let's take Group of Adventurers for 8.
This famous adventuring group sounds like it is made up of pestering weasels, but it is actually made up of Ban, Rev, Della, Gentle, and Rusty.
Who are the Badgers?
Astounding, yes, correct.
Yeah, I knew that one. I was actually a member of the Badgers for a short period of time. They don't like to talk about it, but I was a pretty integral part of the team.
Did you leave because you lost Biscuit?
Oh God, no. This was before Biscuit. We just had artistic differences. Sometimes when you're in a band, they don't stay together. A band of adventure. Back at it. I'm feeling good. Horse for 4.
These horses are a specialty of House Vidalis.
What are mage-bred horses?
Correct.
I will take a book about for 10.
A book about stories detailing the sacrifice of the Coatl from cultures all across the world. It dates back over 3,000 years. Well, that noise means no one. The correct answer was, what is the Serpentis Fragmentus? Luffy, it is still your board.
Let's go a book about for 8.
A book about the exploits of this member of the British royal family, turned pirate, has caused quite a stir.
Who is Lujad Irwinarn?
Correct. I have been following him, and I must say his exploits are quite enjoyable. It is still your board, Luffy.
Let's jump over to Down at the Tavern for 2.
This adorable mascot may just be 3 halflings in a costume, but they delight anyone coming to a Gold Dragon Inn.
Who is Goldie?
Correct, Kevin. The board is yours.
All right. On horses for 6. We got it this time. Here we go.
These types of horses are said to bond with their rider due to a touch of ancestral spirit.
What is a mage-bred horse? I'll take horses for 8.
I'm afraid that's incorrect. Anyone else?
What is a Valinar steed?
Correct.
I guess I'll take horses for 8.
I'm back in it. Here we go.
This non-equine mount is favored by many Talentans, both for its capabilities in combat and for its speed.
What is the Clawfoot?
Correct. Your board, Silas.
I'll take, let's do Down at the Tavern for 8.
This popular watering hole sits on stilts in the harbor of Stormreach.
Well, what is the Linky Dingy?
Can he say that?
That is the name of the tavern.
That is not the name of a tavern. That is a bad tavern name. I wouldn't go to the Leaky. Did you go to the Leaky Dingy?
I've been there once, yes.
Silas has a leaky dingy. That's why it's such a funny Daddy.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Silas, House Jurassico has something for that. I am certain of that.
Children, if we could please get back to the game. Silas, that is correct, and the board is yours.
I'll take
Leaky Dingy.
Ahem. Silas, if you will.
Beating the Villains for 4.
The name of this criminal organization roughly translates to the Monster's Eye, which might explain why they're so good at avoiding the watch.
Who are the Dask?
Correct.
A book about for 2.
A book about the last war, but all the players were replaced by waterfowl. Oh, it seems we have a bit of a tie. Meeps? Looks like it's a Luffy.
What is the Ducks of War?
Incorrect.
What is the Duckenmark War?
Incorrect as well.
What is the Battle of the Five Ducks?
Correct. And with that, the board is yours.
All right, I've got good confidence in this one. On horses for 10. Time for that big comeback.
This magical double scimitar was recently recovered and found to have the soul of a horse within it.
What?
The correct answer was, what is the Tulane Kara?
So you're telling me there's a weapon out there that has a horse in it? How?
I would be delighted to discuss that after. Please, choose a category.
I don't have anything on horses. Let's do, beating the villains for 8.
This twisted recluse makes his home in the Black Root, a massive tower said to be made of a black dragon.
Who is my buddy Phil?
Incorrect.
Who is Mordain the Flesh Weaver?
Correct.
I will take a book about for 6.
A book about battle tactics. It's said to be written by Khan the Conqueror.
What is the Analectics of War?
Correct.
I'll take a book about for 4.
A book about almost anything can be purchased from this bookseller. He also prints his own broadsheet.
Who is Halfdak Earclarn?
Well done. Only 3 questions remain.
A group of adventurers for 10.
The founder of a prestigious wayfinding guild.
Who is Boroman Irdane?
Correct? Silas, you're bored.
I'll take Down at the Tavern for 10.
This Sharn Tavern deals in more than alcohol. It is also a one-stop shop for poisons, toxin, and tinctures of many kinds.
What is Nightshade?
Correct. And that takes us to our final question, beating the villains for 10. This shadowy overlord was beaten back by a paladin of Dol Ora, and is now treated as a boogeyman whose voice children are warned to ignore.
Who is Bel Shalor?
Correct. And that leads us to the end of round 2. Let's take a look at the scores. We have Silas at a commanding 102. Aluvi, you're trailing just behind him at 76. And Kevin, you are at 0. You got back up from that negative, so that's not a terrible thing. Let's give Kevin a point, so that way he can be part of the next round. I think that's only fair. He's been with us this whole time. And Kevin, who knows, perhaps you'll wager that one and get the next question correct. And so we move on to the final round. Our final category is House Fjarlan. Now all of our contestants are going to write down an amount they're willing to wager on how confident they are in that category. Please take a moment and write that down. Once everyone has their numbers written, we'll be able to continue on with the actual question itself. We'll give it one more moment. And there we are. Alright, the question. This ancient Fjarlan is said to have blinded the King of Fire with a dance, which has now become an heirloom of the house. Alright, and quills down, please. Let's start with Kevin. Kevin, you had 1 point on the board. Let's take a look at your answer. Who is House Fjarlan? I'm afraid that is incorrect. And how much did you wager? 1 point? Well, that brings you down to 0. Congratulations, Kevin. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you very much, Roy. I did my best.
And on to Alufi. Let's see what you wrote down. Who is Jazalean Elerenthi? That is the correct answer we were looking for. And how much did you wager? 50 points. Well done, well done. That brings your total up to 126. And now, let's take a look at Silas. Silas, did you come up with the right answer? Who is Zel de Fjarlan? Unfortunately, no, that's not the correct answer.
I had no idea. I just took a stab in the dark.
And let's see how much you wagered. Oh no, unfortunately, 30 points. That's going to bring you back down significantly. That means Alufi has won. Congratulations, Alufi.
Normally, I would be really snarky and mean, but I think that Silas did a really, really good job at this and was a formidable opponent.
I will have to say, there were a lot of questions there I did not know, and even Kevin got some that I'm pretty impressed with. Overall, I think this was a success. A lot of fun for everyone.
I hope everybody at home really enjoyed listening in too, and heck, maybe you guys played things or got the correct answers to things that we didn't.
I'm not opposed to doing this again sometime in the future. This was nice. I hope a lot of our listeners did follow along. Roy, anything else from you?
No. I'm quite content. Thank you so much. This was absolutely wonderful, and I'm hoping that if you do it again, you'll invite me back. And of course, for anyone listening, I am performing a small show at Magical Pigments in Upper Tavax Landing. The owner's brought me in for a special he's doing, and I'm delighted to be there. Please stop by and see me. I would love to see you so much.
Well, everybody, I hope you all had a really good Aurion's Crown yesterday. I hope you enjoyed this fun episode that we did today. And remember to keep an ear out for those echoes of hope